There's a very key part of a man's experience that a woman will never understand. I'm not sure if women or the world will ever change in this aspect because of how we define masculinity and what it is to be a man. But it's this key thing about having emotions, having feelings, and whether your emotions are important or not. As a man, our feelings always take a back seat to a woman's feelings. I don't feel like we get fair treatment when it comes to our mental health, what we need emotionally. I feel like we get labeled soft, weak. We get called all type of names for being emotional beings. And we're taught by not only women, but men. We teach this to our sons, that your feelings take a back seat. You brush it off, you suck it up. Because soon as you start showing too much emotion, you're not a man anymore. And I don't know who came up with that shit, but whoever came up with that, it's not right. Because showing your emotions, crying, being hurt, being vulnerable, having feelings is not a feminine trait. That's a human trait. It's not exclusive to being a woman. Men have feelings. We have a lot of feelings. We go through a lot of shit. We go through a lot of emotion. And it's hard navigating this world and having to come to terms with the fact that in a lot of situations, nobody's going to care how you feel as a man, because we are defined and we are judged and loved by what we can do. We are expected to provide and protect. And when we do not provide and protect, we could be dying on the inside. We could be fucking dying, literally. Nobody cares. Because if we are not doing those two things, providing and protecting, we're nothing. And a woman will never understand what that feels like. Let's stop beating up our men because we have feelings and because we are emotional. That does not make us weak. It does not make us bitches. It doesn't mean we're acting like a woman. It means we need to be heard and taken care of too. We're not perfect. We're never going to do everything that we need to do in the best way. It's always going to be some type of judgment or critique on how we're fulfilling our duties as a man. To be a woman, you already have a lot as a woman that you go through naturally, biologically, that we have to respect you. You bring life into the world. You go through a monthly cycle. There's just parts of being a woman that we just don't understand, and I have to respect it, and every man has to respect a woman for what y'all go through. And yes, we are here to take care of y'all. We're here to protect y'all and do all of that. And that's what every real man wants to do. Just don't lose sight of your man or any man's emotions, because it gets really heavy carrying that weight every day. We get conditioned to deal with these emotions by ourselves because we feel like if we show our feelings, we're a burden, we're being a bitch, we're being crazy, we're being feminine, and no man wants to be labeled feminine. Every man wants to be a real man. But to be a real man, we have to really be honest with who we are fully. And we can't act like we don't have emotions because we're a man. We can't act like that. We can't just say, let me brush my feelings aside because I have to continue to do. I have to continue to show up and do the man shit. It's just unhealthy, man. As a man, my feelings matter. All my men out here, your feelings matter. Life may have hardened you up. You may have gotten very good at brushing your feelings under the rug. But understand that's not healthy, and we need to do better as men and as women to understand the experience of a man and to be here for our men emotionally. I'm continuing to be productive because that's what men do. No matter how we're feeling, we live in a world where we cannot just stop. We can't shut down. We have responsibilities, we have goals, we have dreams. But don't beat me up as a man for having feelings. And let's stop beating our men up. Let's stop calling our men soft for being human beings. It's unhealthy. That's how men reach the edge. That's how men get to a point where they want to lash out, where they feel like the world is against them. And it's like, fuck it. Y'all don't want to let me be emotional? Well, let me lash out. Let me fuck some shit up then. Since, okay, that's what men's supposed to do, right? I feel one of the most hurtful things in this human experience is to have your feelings ignored, to have your feelings pushed to the side. Like when you're showing the world or you're showing people around you that this is how I feel, and for people to brush it off. That's the type of shit that makes people lose it. That's what causes depression. That's what causes people to commit suicide, to kill people, to be violent, to lash out. Because when you're vulnerable and you're not taken care of, you really start to feel alone. And I feel like that's the point where a lot of people reach, where they say, fuck it, if y'all don't care for me when I'm sad, then let me just start not giving a fuck and start lashing out. I'm not going to be that person, but I'm understanding how a man can get to a point where he wants to be that person, where he gets tired of being judged and pushed to the side when he's being emotional. I'm sure women have experiences where their feelings aren't acknowledged. Just know that your experience is not the same as ours as men. You don't have that same weight. You can be emotional and not feel bad for it. Just always remember, being emotional is not a feminine trait. It is a human trait. Respect how I feel. Respect how men feel. And I feel the more we start to respect how men feel, I think we'll have healthier men. We'll have stronger men, more well-balanced men. You know how a lot of women feel like they don't get the emotional support that they want from a man? That could be very much tied to the fact that we aren't encouraged to feel. We aren't encouraged to embrace that part of who we are, because we are all emotional. Every man goes through emotions. Even a man that's good at hiding it. Don't think that man ain't feeling nothing. We all feeling some shit. Every man on this planet wants to cry about some shit. Let's stop teaching our boys that they need to not cry. Let's stop teaching our little boys to be hard, and that's what it is to be a man. Let's start validating our boys' emotions. Let's teach them that, all right, feel what you feel, that's okay. But then also teach them that a man has to get up and do. Feel what you feel. I'm gonna console you, but don't stay in that place. That's a universal message for men and women. A woman's emotions is not more important than a man's. We need to unlearn that so we can have healthier men. Healthier, because when you're healthy in the mind, when your mental health is where it needs to be, you can be a better leader. You can be a better man. You can be a better partner to a woman. You can be better to yourself. That's all I got, man. Ninja run.